Hey there, I'm Angela Sharp, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I had some pretty cool stuff happen this past weekend as well. First, I got to join Guns N' Roses and celebrating their $1 million donation to Backstoppers. Got the big check right there. And if you notice what's in my hand, that's an Emmy Award. The 2023 show of Guns N' Roses won an Emmy for special sports broadcast. So it's a pretty cool, fun celebration night of just having fun. And of course, $1 million donation is a great donation, but they can always use donations all year long. And then, of course, we can't talk about this past weekend without, of course, talking about Mardi Gras, the giant parade that happens downtown. I got to cover the parade there with my friend Kalanda, and we had a great time seeing all the floats and getting the beads and getting kind of right up close to the action. But of course, we also had to walk around after the parade was over and kind of just see the streets fill up with tons and tons of people. So it was a great time, and I hope you also had a great weekend. And I'm going to get you started a little early for St. Patrick's Day, right? So later on in the show, we've got Joe McGinnigan and Colin O'Brien on. They're going to talk about the Dogtown St. Patrick's Day parade. You know that falls on a Monday, but apparently a lot of schools are on spring break, so we're going to talk all about all the details coming up. So let's get started on today's Daily Mix. The general election is just a few weeks away, and if you haven't registered to vote yet, time is running out. The last day to register to vote in the general election is Wednesday, March 12th. In person, no excuse, absentee voting begins on March 25th and runs through April 7th. Election day, of course, is April 8th. You can find everything you need to know about voting in the city of St. Louis at stlouis-mo.gov/elections. Now, if you're like me and you try to do the best you can to recycle what you can, but sometimes I'm really not sure what actually should go in the blue bin, right? So if you're the same way, St. Louis Recycles has a new app for that. The Recycle Coach is making recycling easier. Just snap a photo or search their extensive database for recycling tips and more. To learn about the City of St. Louis Recycles, visit them at stlcityrecycles.com. And of course, it's that time of year again where we shine a light on all the great things the St. Louis region has to offer. It's March, so of course I'm talking about 314 Day. But let's be honest, one day just isn't enough. We've got a week-long celebration that includes a variety of exciting events, celebrations, and special deals, all highlighting local makers, musicians, artists, businesses, and more that are STL made. The 314 Day Foundation also held its second annual design contest, and this winning design by Chelsea Ferris can be found on all kinds of merch to celebrate. This year's festivities kick off on Saturday, March 8th and run through Friday, March 14th. You can find a full list of events and more at thestl.com/314day. And just as the 314 Day festivities wrap up, of course, it's time for the St. Patrick's Day. All that fun that happens. This year marks the 56th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade in downtown St. Louis. The parade features over 120 units, including marching bands, floats, giant balloons, and so much more. Over 250,000 spectators attend each year, painting downtown in a sea of green. The parade steps off at noon at 8th and Market, but for many, it's a tradition to come much earlier for the St. Patrick's Day Parade Run, the largest of its kind in the area. This annual event offers a 5-mile run or 3K shuffle throughout downtown and Midtown before the parade, and of course raises money for local charities. The run gets going at 9 a.m. on Broadway. You can learn more about both the parade and the run at irishparade.org. That weekend, you can also enjoy a morning of health, fun, and community hosted by The Links, Inc. Head on out to Black Family, a wellness expo for a variety of free health screenings, family-friendly activities, food, a live DJ. All are welcome, and you do not need to have insurance to attend. The expo will take place on Saturday, March 15th from 9 a.m. till noon at BJC at the Commons. You can register for free at the thing that's right there on your screen. It's bit.ly/blackfamilywellness. Robert Patterson is coming back to the big screen as Mickey, an employee who takes on a dangerous mission that causes his death. And he comes back to life. And whenever he dies, he gets a new body, and he keeps most of his memories from his old body. Take a look at Mickey 17.
Hi, Mickey. Are you experiencing any vertigo?
I guess I am feeling a little dizzy.
Oh, wow! Did you see that?
Nah, I wouldn't be surprised if you were thinking at this point, what have I done?
How lucky can one guy be?
Nothing was working out, and I wanted to get off of Earth.
You're applying to be an expendable?
Yeah.
You read through the whole application.
Ain't that a kick in the head?
I should have read through it.
Once you die, we'll print a new version of your body.
My head keeps
Every time you die, we learn something new, and humanity moves forward.
Oh, wait. He's alive. It's fine.
my life is gonna be beautiful.
Vicky, it's not looking very good for you.
Yeah, no. I'm sure you're used to it by now, but what's it feel like to die? Even on my 17th go-around, I hate dying. Why aren't you dead? Multiples.
In the case of multiples,
It's just like,
we exterminate every individual.
tell me quick.
Let's blow up these secondhand baloney boys.
Why don't you guys do rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll just shoot the loser.
Tell me quick. Or another kick. Tell me quick. Another kick in the head.
I don't like you, but I'm you. I'm not you. I'm gonna kill you.
Tell me quick. Another kick.
This is so exciting!
I'm not sure how I feel about that movie, but I know I'm excited for the Dogtown Parade. Earlier, I told you about the Downtown Parade. We got two guys here about the Dogtown St. Patrick's Day Parade. Colin and Joe, thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Joe, we got to start with you. What is this, the traditional honor guard?
This is the honor guard, color guard uniform. We wear this to a lot of the ceremonies, the opening the parades, any kind of memorial service. It's just a chance for us to get up together and show unity and for the Irish culture.
I mean, you definitely cause a spectacle when you walk in because it's really cool.
Thank you.
And you're very tall wearing it. So with the, what do we call this? The little
Convener,
blue?
yeah.
On the
you.
top, you're very, very tall. So
Thank you.
take command. So you are kind of telling us all about the actual parade that's going to happen on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, it's a wonderful parade. It's a parade that we've had for over 40 years in the Dogtown area, and it'll kick off at 9 a.m. The parade actually starts running at 11, so the Irish festival will start at 9 a.m. It goes the length of Tam Avenue in Dogtown toward Manchester. We're expecting maybe not 250,000 people, but hopefully tens of thousands of people there.
I was going to say, that usually fills up the whole Dogtown area. I remember prior to Uber and Lyft not being able to find place to park when you would go down there, but now everybody's got Uber and Lyft, and there's a great place for that. Colin, you're here to talk about the festival itself.
Yeah, wearing my traditional green polo, which is for ceremonial occasions as well.
Of course, this is your ceremonial polo, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I represent the Dogtown United, which is a group of business owners and residents in Dogtown, and we throw the Dogtown Irish Festival, which kind of surrounds the parade. We've got all the brick and mortar businesses in Dogtown and lots of vendors and things from outside of Dogtown who set up and sell drink and food and throw games and stuff like that. And we also have a couple of stages with Irish music and family-friendly activities and things like that going on, so it's a great time outside of the parade as well. We keep you occupied before and after.
I think it's interesting because you guys, each are here to focus on something different. But for people like me who just like to go have a good time, we feel like that's just one event, but that's really kind of two events. You're kind of planning and working out all the parade details, and you're working out all the festival fun.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
kind of like a concert. We're sort of like, they're the headline act and we're sort of the supporting acts around it.
Okay, well let's talk about those supporting acts to start. So the supporting act, what time does that start in the day?
9 a.m. and we go till 6 p.m. So you can come and have a drink, you can have food. We'll have music after the parade. Music activities and things start after the parade, but you can come down beforehand and there's games and there's food and there's drink.
Okay, and I know there's like a child family friendly.
Yeah, we have the family. We have the Dogtown Pizza Family Zone, which is at Oakland and Tam, which is right by the Turtle Park. There's a playground. There's also all sorts of vendors and things in that area that are really geared towards family friendly things, all ages activities. Then we have the Bud Light Party Zone, which is at Clayton and Tam, which is more of the drinking fair and more of the 21 and up things. So the whole event is all ages and everything's family friendly, so people are welcome to join us anywhere.
I love that. And then the parade, you said, kicks off at 11.
Yes.
What should people be able to expect when they, I guess, get a spot so they can watch the parade?
It lines up along Tam. Get there early. That's number one thing that I tell families is to get there early. It is a lot of people. It's Monday, so make sure to take off work. But to get there and just enjoy the parade, we got over 90 floats that'll be there, so it lasts a couple hours. And then the streets open up and the festivities continue.
And it's a party all the way until?
8 o'clock.
The bars in the neighborhood close at 8 o'clock and we serve outside until 6 p.m.
Okay, so outside till 6, bars close at 8. But that's a pretty fun day. And I mentioned at the top of the show, because some people in here were talking that their children are on spring break that week.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some parents looking for a way to burn some energy for their kids. That family-friendly area would be a good spot for that, I assume.
Totally, and it's on a Monday this year, which some people get nervous about, but I think it's a great way to have an excuse for a 3-day weekend. If you've got work on Monday, take off of work. If your kids are on spring break, bring them down. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It always is a good time, and we're showing some photos of past years on the screen. Everybody's usually in green, having a great time watching those bands. I have a question for you, though, because with a kilt, so like when I wear a skirt, when I sit, I have to sit like this. Is there rules and regulations for how you have to sit in a kilt?
Always. You just have to be very cognizant of people around you.
Okay, but there's no you don't have to sit in a certain
way. No. I do a lot of standing.
I was just really curious because I was like, I wonder how that works because. I'm used to a certain way. All right. So it works out well. Will there be a lot of people in the traditional honor guard on the parade day?
Yeah, we have members of our color guard. We have about 8 guys that'll be there supporting that. Musicians that also have uniforms will be wearing those, so you'll see quite a bit of kilts that day.
I love it. Now let's talk about people getting in. What can we bring? What can we not bring in the festivities, if you will?
The thing you're really not supposed to bring is outdoor alcohol. Coolers are banned from the event, so you should leave your coolers at home, help support the local businesses in the neighborhood, come and purchase things from local businesses. Other than that, it's no weapons, the standard sort of event.
Sure, okay, just standard sort of things. I've been there myself before. There's usually a pretty heavy police presence to make sure everything stays under control too.
Yep.
You guys make sure that happens.
Yeah, there will be an extensive police presence there. We'll have private security as well, checking for things like coolers as you enter the neighborhood, and all the streets will be closed and barricaded, so it's very secure, very safe event.
Any way, you probably are going to direct me to a website, and that's fine, where people can check, where should I park? Where can a Lyft drop me off? Where can Uber?
Yeah, if you go to dogtownunited.org, or you find us on our Instagram, which the handle is just Dogtown United, you can find an FAQ, which has all of the parking information. It has a map of where everything is. It has all the information you need to know about when to arrive to see the parade. Anything you could need to know is on the website.
I love that. And this parade is a lot of families.
Yes.
So a lot of these families have been in the parade for years on years on years,
Yeah,
right?
that's one of the things that's a little bit unique compared to the downtown parade is the family orientation is a lot of families that are representing their family name, their crest that goes along with it. My predecessor, Jim Mohan, has a float in the parade that it's him and his family. So you'll see that a lot of that.
Jim has been on the show before wearing the traditional honor guard outfit. He's actually over there watching us right now, which I think is great that we're kind of moving on into a new era, if you will, because he's done this for many years. So thank you for taking over for Jim. Do you think you can live up to that expectation?
Well, he told me I can call him anytime, so I hope to.
I love that. Anything else you think people should know about the Dogtown Parade and Festival?
Wear green.
Wear green. Have a good time.
Wear green and just look out for everybody else. You know, it's, again, a lot of families. We really want to keep this parade going. The Dogtown neighborhood is really generous to let us to continue to host the parade there. So we just want to keep that going. And this year, which is a little bit different, there will be beads.
Oh.
So that's been a little bit different from years past, but we're excited to be throwing beads this year.
I love throwing beads. That's going to be great fun. I know we've got a bunch of things to show, so who's going to tell me about what is going to be on the screen where people can follow along with you guys and see what's coming up next?
We both probably could.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we're tag team here.
All right, good. Let's show it. All right, we got this one.
So Hoses, Handcuffs, and Hard Hats is a charity event. It's $25 to come into the door for food and drinks. This is honoring local police, fire, both St. Louis City, St. Louis County, civic leaders, and it's just a great charity event to support the Hibernians.
And that's this coming Thursday.
This
so
Thursday,
quick.
March
Okay.
6th, yeah.
And then our next one that we want to tell you about.
Yeah, this is really great. This is the St. Patrick's Day kickoff. This is the Mass that's going to be held at St. James the Greater there in Dogtown. It's going to be at 4 p.m. Then afterwards, there'll be corned beef and cabbage, along with a tapping of a keg and Irish music at St. James the Greater.
Okay, so we have things leading up to Parade Day. I like that. There are two big ones you already told us about. And then, of course, we have our Parade Day.
Yeah, Dogtown, the parade will kick off at 11 a.m. Any additional information, you can also find that at STLHibernians.com, along with Dogtown Irish Festival information at Dogtown United.
And that's where you said all the information about what to bring, where to park, where to be dropped off by
Maps
Uber Lyft.
and FAQs and all sorts of stuff like that.
So everything can be found there. We're going to throw that up one more time before we get going. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. Super appreciate it. Definitely check them out. All the information's right there on the screen. That'll take you to all those other events we talked about earlier in the day. Again, thank you guys. After you follow them, make sure you follow us. You can connect with us on Facebook, YouTube, X. You can always drop us a line. We want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. And don't forget to download the STL TV Now app and stream us at home or on the go. That's going to do it for the Daily Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis. I'll see you next time.